Hi everyone, I am back to update you that the recent Scum update, Hellrider 0.6, has caused me to have to change the way I cook my steaks. So with that, I will have to show you exactly how I have to do it now, at least if it's important to you. Someone in a forum actually informed me that cooking was meaningless until the devs decide to add in real metabolism. Well, now that they have quote added in said metabolism, cooking is now pretty much pointless. Like now it's actually pointless because prior to the update, meat would stay at 100% for several days. I could store it and it would stay at 100% for like up to 4 days maybe. And even then, if you cooked it, it stayed at, well, again, if you cooked it at 100% quality or 95% quality, it would stay that way for several days. And eating it made a difference. My group and I, we would, eat 2 out of the 10 servings of like a bear or a pig steak, and we could go or we could go loot military bases or bunkers like back to back to back, each of us having our own vehicle so that we could loot and bring a huge haul back to base, and we wouldn't have to worry about hunger. Like it was non-existent pretty much. But now it's it's I don't know. It's worse. It's worse now, and I'll show you exactly why. So, a number one tip is if you do kill an animal, I highly suggest do not chop it up past this point. If you have a vehicle, load up these pieces into your truck and don't touch them until you're going to cook the meat. And I'll show you why. I have several pieces already cut up and stored in my truck, so I can show you. But we're gonna go ahead and just chop one of these up. Or we'll chop up several because I want to show you. And I usually do like 3, so I can show you that the process works across all and not just one piece of meat. And again, keep the fat if you have the room, depending on your situation in the game. I use fat to refuel the fire. Now, in the prior update, when you would start your fire, if it was a newly done campfire, it would start out at 0 out of 10 heat, I believe. Now it doesn't. Like when I did this campfire already and lit it up, it was 5 out of 10. So again, hold on to the fat and fuel that fire till you get 0 out of 10. And you now have to place the grill partially on instead of like how I showed you previous. Previous, I told you to place it about right here, about right there, and then to rotate it once. You still need to rotate it, but now you have to kind of lean it partially over. You don't want it, it's not directly down the middle, but it's fairly close. So again, put your steaks near the very end, very back, and listen. And look and taste, pretty much. Keep an eye on it. Taste it. You want to hear that steady sizzle. Now, I can't guarantee that the steaks will stay at 100%. I tried this previous and I got several at 99%, but I can't guarantee that it'll stay at 100%. If I get it this time, then I'll be shocked, but at the most on my server I was able to get it. Well, again, by the time I got back to base, the meat was 80% quality. And by the time it was done cooking, I believe it was, I'm trying to think, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, I think I got it to 79% from the 80, so that's not bad. But again, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I was pretty upset that the meat was Not at 100%. So again, it's gonna drop because of the new update. So you're less than likely to get it at 100%. So after so many minutes, move it forward for a few seconds, move it back. Check, make sure it says hot, and keep an eye on it. So to get to the reason as to why cooking is kind of meaningless now is because even if I get these steaks to, let's say, 98%, let's say they cook perfectly, 98%. 98% is not bad. The issue is that even after that, it's gonna degrade quality rapidly. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's cooked or raw, it's gonna drop. And it didn't have that issue prior to this update. Again, don't know if it's intentional. You never know with the early release games. It may get fixed, but I don't know. Part of me feels like I highly doubt that. I feel like it's meant to be. Oh, and when I put my grill the way I used to do it prior, when I put the steaks here, they would be they would be warm. I would literally have to move the steaks about here for them to get hot. And the issue with that is you still don't know when it's about this close, you still don't know if it's still too close. Like I sat there inching them little by little to little till they got hot, but even then when you inch it little by little, sometimes it updates late. So you still could have moved it too close and then it ends up burning or getting ruined. So this is about the best spot that I could have it at. So already going slightly cooked. And I'm just gonna move it forward and back again if it lets me. Back again. You can see the color change. Back again. Back again. Kind of rushing it because I don't want to sit here doing it forever and dragging on a long video for you guys. I just don't have the time or the patience to edit videos. So they're hot and cooked. Hot and cooked. And you can see 97% now. So on my server when I got them cooked and they were like 80%, 79% cooked, I took them immediately and put them into storage and I continued to cook more of the meat. And after about 5 minutes, they ended up at 67%. And at 67%, they're slightly off, which isn't a problem You can eat them, it won't make you sick. But the fact is that within 5 minutes it dropped from 97 all the way to 67 and was slightly off. So that means there's no use in storing it or cooking and storing it in hopes that later you can eat it. If you can't find food, it's going to be gone. It's going to be bad by then. When prior to this update, that wasn't the case. It would stay at the percentage you cooked it at, even if it was slightly off, for a couple of days before it finally spoiled. Now, when you eat it, let's go. Let me make sure my metabolism. Okay, good. My metabolism is down already. Um, when you eat it, or wait, let me check taste, cause okay, you don't want to eat it when it's hot, cause it will hurt you. So let's eat all of it. That's 10 out of 10 servings. Prior to the update, if you ate 2 servings out of the 10, you would be at 80% stomach volume. Now it takes 2 whole steaks to reach that much. So you have to eat more meat just to get it. At least I try not to go to 80%. I usually do between 50 to 70, but just a comparison. I'm going to show you that right now. Good news is that even if you have to eat that much, the meat stays in your stomach for a while. So it takes a while to process. So you're not going to be hungry as soon as you would be eating the other odds and ends you find around the island or the map. But that may depend on what you're doing. If you're out there running across fields or building a building in your base, it's probably going to burn calories a whole lot faster. So depending on what it is you're doing after you eat it would depend on how soon you probably burn it. So I can't really tell you as to how long it stays in your stomach. See, prior to that update, I wouldn't have been able, like, a whole 10 servings of steak would last us maybe running between 3 bunkers or more than that. I just had to take 1 piece of meat on me or one whole steak on me, and then I could split up servings throughout the day as we were running around looting and doing whatever. But now it takes 2 whole steaks to do that. Or to fill me up to the same point. Oh, well, something went wrong. Let's see. Well, I have no idea. It doesn't say what it is, because usually if you eat something that something's wrong, it'll inform you as to why. Maybe I ate... Did I eat a raw one? Let's see. Check taste. That's cooked. Oh, I might have ate a raw one. Yeah, that's raw. I had this in case to show you guys as those who say, well, you can eat it raw. No longer can you eat it raw. It tells you this tastes funny. And if you check your metabolism, food repulsion begins to happen. Sorry, I was going to show you that after I ate the 2 steaks. But anyways, now with the new update, you can no longer eat raw meat. So raw meat's off the table. And there were a lot of people in forums who said they would just rather eat the raw meat over other food they found in the map. I have to start all over again. Apologies for that. But anyways, you get the idea. 2 whole steaks to get to 80% when prior it would just be 2 servings out of the 10 that would do the same thing. So now you have to gorge on more meat to get yourself full. Or to a stable point. Okay, let's just cancel that. Now let me check on the quality of this. Okay, it's at 96. I'm gonna check on the other ones I could have earlier because I wanted to make sure this works across the board. Okay, so 92. I was trying to wait a long time, but just we couldn't. So this is at 92%. Now, there's a reason why I say store it away before you're gonna cook it, and this is exactly why. Let's say you just don't have the time that day to cook it, but you found the animal, so cook it and store it. Hopefully it doesn't go bad by the time you get back on your server or whatever, but look at that. Even though the leg was at 92%, when you chop it up, it comes back at 100%. So do not chop the whole thing up into steaks unless you are right there willing to cook it all immediately. 96%, 100%. Now, I don't know how long that will be if they catch on to it. I have a feeling that on purpose they want meat to spoil super fast, which seems really scummy of them because food in general can be hard to come by in the game. And if you run across something in the wild and you're actually able to kill it and collect it, it sucks that you can't hang on to that food very long, even if it's cooked. Like, even if it's cooked, it doesn't matter. It will spoil. It goes down within minutes. It just starts to degrade. And once it hits 67, it's slightly off. And then another 5 minutes, it's probably spoiled by then. So, again, the tidbits I could find to give. And you're welcome for that. Another tidbit is accessing water in the cities. The wells and pumps that are usually placed in the cities and farms are usually the well-known thing to go to for water. But now, since the prior update, some of those wells and pumps may be at 0% water. You actually have to check them prior to trying to drink from them. If you run up and try to drink and you can't, it's probably because there's no water at all. Whereas part of this, every well, every pump you went to, you could drink from it. Now you can't. And also the water coolers in the office buildings, water coolers or water dispensers, I don't know what term you would want to use for them, but you can no longer drink out of your hands from them. Because prior to this, you could just go to one and sit there on your knees and drink water, and now you can't. If you try, just nothing happens. Again, don't know if it's a bug, but it's something to at least let you know. I'd highly suggest if you run across a can of soda, drink it and hold on to it because you can get water out of them if you have something to put it into. So a container, a liquor bottle, anything like that. But they can also be at 0% water. So it's hit or miss on whether there'll be water in them at all. When we started our new server, I was stranded nearby a base where I knew there was the water coolers up in several offices in the warehouses. And I went to try, and one of them was empty. And the second one, there happened to be a liquor bottle on a desk nearby, so I grabbed that, poured it out, and was able to get water. And so just keep that in mind. And the other messed up thing is the fact that you can drink ocean water. So you can drink ocean water and it won't make you sick. But I don't know. I feel like with certain things, the devs are going backwards, maybe. I mean, I hope that at some point they incorporate electricity. If you haven't noticed, there's the big towers now that they've installed with all the power lines. I'm hoping that they install electricity and that we can get refrigerators or some way of preserving our food. Because with this update, I feel like it hasn't necessarily helped with metabolism. It's rough, like it's worse, but I can't say that that's really a bad thing for some of us. Some of us like the struggle, but for others, it may become irritating. I don't know. Again, just a heads up. Hope it helps. Not sure how long some of these tidbits might work. They may change them, fix them if they're bugs or issues. Oh, one more tidbit. What is it? Okay. And prior to this update, if you died in game, if your stomach was full or empty, when you would spawn, whatever settings you were at prior stayed that way. So if you died with starvation, you spawned starving still. Or if you were full prior to dying, you were also full when you spawned back in. Well, now this reset. So let's say you're all in red, everything's in red, and you die. When you come back in, it's green. This is this one stays kind of orange, but these two are blue and this one's green. So I don't see the point of keeping up with food or water at this point because you could just place a bed down at a spot or a base, and let's say you're struggling to find water or struggling to find food, you could just drive back to your base or go back to wherever your bed is, commit suicide or let something kill you, and just respawn in if again you have the fame points. But to me, I feel like that just defeats the whole purpose of this whole metabolism update. And I will show you exactly what I mean. So here are my stats. This is obviously red. This is orange. You know, just keep an eye on that, or at least remember what was there. Let's see. I hope this. I think it'll kill me. We'll give it a try because I accidentally almost drank it while I was trying to refill a chainsaw. So drink all. I guess it probably won't kill me then. I'm going to be sick. Really? Okay, so it's doing nothing to my health. I was just curious. I wanted to test it out while I was doing this, so that didn't work as planned. I was thinking it would probably instantly kill me. And I don't know what that weird sound, like the glitching of the sound is. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna commit suicide. Again, single player. I don't care about my stuff, so it's just to show you guys. So I'm gonna spawn back where I was. Voila. What's the point of metabolism and keeping up with your water and your food if you could just kill yourself and reset your stats basically to, I don't know, normal? So what's the point? I don't know. I feel like like the update for metabolism and health was just kind of pointless in my mind, but I don't know. It's up to you guys. I hope this helps. Again, if it helps and you appreciate the information, I guess like. Thanks again for stopping in and taking a look. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys around. And hopefully, I find more tips to help.